Are you new to Rivet PDF Patterns? Hi there, I'm Laura, one of the owners and designers here at Rivet Patterns, and today I'm going to show you how to print your Rivet PDF pattern using Adobe Acrobat Reader. Alright, let's start from the top. First of all, I'm using a Mac computer. Not a big deal. Most of the things will be the same whether you're using a Mac or you're using Microsoft. It's not a big deal. But the first thing you're going to do is open the file that you need. I'm using the Heather Daily Tea, and you can see we've got a couple different options up here. This is going to look a little bit different for you. This is my personal, so your personal file. So you're going to see like the Illustrator versions. We're just looking for the PDF versions, but you'll see 4 different versions. You will see the A4 version, the letter version, or 8.5 by 11. You'll see the projector version, and you'll see an A0 or AO version. Now, if you're printing from your home printer, you're going to use either the letter 8.5 by 11 or the A4. If you're in the US and you have a standard printer, you're going to use the letter or 8.5 by 11. If you're outside of the US and you have an A4 printer, that's what you're going to use. So you're going to click here. This is the, for me in the US, this is what I will be using. I'll be opening that into Adobe Acrobat Reader, which is here. And when it opens, this is what it looks like. All right, so I don't need any of this over here, so we'll X out of that. And so this is what we see. So if we scroll down here at the first page, you see that we've got our measurement guide here to make sure it printed correctly. So you're going to want to measure those squares to make sure that they are exact once you've printed it. So the first thing you're going to do is print the first page, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And we have all of our sizes represented. If you're doing a bag pattern from Rivet that I have designed, you will find that there are no layers and you don't have to worry about all these sizes. So you'll just print. If you're doing a garment, you're going to have all these sizes represented, and you can see as I scroll here for page 2 that it's a lot to look at, right? So you've got a lot of different types of lines, you've got other colors, it's a lot. So we just want to print the size that we need. It can be really hard to print all these sizes and then decipher which one's yours. It's a pain and it's a challenge. I've had to do it before. And it's doable, but why do it if you don't have to, right? So previously, Adobe Acrobat Reader had all of its settings that we're going to use on the left side over here. But in the past few months, in 2023, it has updated, and so it's moved them to this side. I don't know why it's moved them, but it just has. So we're going to deal with the right side of the screen. And you're going to look for the looks like 2 squares kind of stacked on top of each other. That tells us it's layered. So if we click on that, we can see all of the layers. So it's every single size plus this must print down here. All right. So you're just going to refer to the tutorial and decide what size or sizes you need. You may need more than one size if you have to grade between 2 sizes like I do. And that's fine. You can print as many sizes as you need. I'm a size 10, 12, all right? So I just need to see these 2 sizes. So how do I do that? You can see to the left of each numbered size, there's a square with an eyeball in it. The eyeball means the size is visible. So if I click on the eyeball disappears, and so do the lines for that size. So I'm going to make all of those eyeballs disappear until I just see the sizes that I need. All right, there we go. So I've just got the sizes that I need. That's a whole lot cleaner and a whole lot easier to see. So the other thing you want to make sure you can see is this must print box. If I take the eyeball off of that, we lose our number, our page number, and we lose all of our guidelines. And you can't put the pattern together without your guidelines. So make sure that the eyeball is visible for that layer. All right, so here's what we see. Looks great. Now it's time to print. I'm going to click on File, and I'm going to go to Print. And my print box will come up here, and it will show me a preview. So this is the first page. So the first thing is, obviously, you're going to put in your printer and all that jazz. You should already know how to do that, but we're going to skip to pages to print. All right, so you can print all of them, which is 34 pages. You can print just the first page. So if you print just the first page, which is wise, you can measure that 1 inch or 4 centimeter square to make sure that that it's printing correctly. right? So you want to do that. Once you finish everything that we're going through here, you want to print that first page. Just double check that everything's printing correctly and your settings are good. All right. Now, if you don't want to print all 34 pages, you can choose which pages to print. Now, why would you not want to print all the pages? In this pattern in particular, and most tops or shirts that Rochelle designs, they will come with a regular front bodice and a full bust adjustment front bodice. So it's 2 front bodices and you only need 1. So based on your measurements, you determine whether you need a regular front bodice or an FBA front bodice. Now, how do I know which pages to print? That's the question. So I'm going to cancel out of this real quick and I'm going to go to the tutorial. And I'm going to scroll down here. So we've got all this measuring guide, fabric requirements. We're looking for printing. Here we are, printing and assembly. You can see here in our tutorial, you have a link to Adobe Acrobat Reader. If you have not installed it, you can click on that link and it will take you to the website so you can install it. And then it has all the instructions that I'm going through written down for you, okay? Even how to assemble it. And that's a different video altogether, and there's a link to that video as well, all right? Now, if we go down to the next page, we have something called a print guide. And what a print guide is it shows us every single pattern piece that this pattern has and the pages that correspond to it. So if for some reason you need to just print the sleeves, then you can just print the sleeves. Now for our case, I want a regular front bodice and then everything else, okay? Maybe a 3/4 length sleeve. So I'm gonna go through this chart and I'm gonna write down what it is, what I need for the regular front, what I need for the back bodice, so a front and a back, what I need for my 3/4 length sleeve, and then whatever neckline I chose. So I got the low scoop, all right? And so I'm gonna write those down as well. And that's gonna tell me what pages I need to print so I can save some ink and I can save some paper, all right? So that's what that is for. Now, additionally, you do not have to print the pattern pieces that have this little star next to them, the neck bands for this pattern, because she has a cut guide, or a cut chart, I should say, for those neck bands in case you want to save even more paper. All right, so now let's go back to our pattern pieces and let's print. All right, so we have decided that we're going to print all the pages. But if you don't want to print all the pages, you click pages and then you tell it what pages you want it to print. All right, so that's that. If we go down to page sizing and handling, we're just looking at size. There's fit, actual size, shrink, custom scale, and choose paper source. We're not going to worry about the paper source. So if I click on fit, let's look at the preview. Okay, if I click, that's fit to page. So it's going to shrink it to the page if it needs to, which it does. It isn't correct, right? Then we have actual size. And then we have shrink oversized pages, which we do not want. And we have custom scale. Now, you can do one of two things. You could do actual size, or you can do custom scale. I always do custom scale. I don't know why, I just do, but the custom scale is always 100%. So actual size is the same as custom scale, 100%. So one of those will work. Additionally, if you go down here to orientation, you either want auto or portrait. You do not want landscape because then it will look like that and it will cut it off and it will not work. Okay, so portrait or auto, because it's already, it's already portrait. So you just want to double check those things. And once you've double checked all those boxes and all those little things, you're going to press print and then it will print out for you. All right. Yeah, that is how you print a Rivet PDF pattern.